Hey guys, it's Rollcubs and boy do I have one for you today. For those who didn't see the post, I got a new world record of 1 to 50 solo glitchless yesterday of 4 hours and 22 minutes. I'll probably upload the full VOD, and I'm still pushing for faster, so let me know if you want the full VOD uploading, and this was done with the intention of speedrunning on release of Season 1. If you want to be up to date with the fastest leveling on season release, then subscribe. The route we took is very different from the one I recommended last week, and I've been working on improving it, and we have perfected the 1 to 20 route. At least I'm pretty confident. I'm going to walk through what we did, and I will be live tonight and try to beat the time live on your screens. Expect me to be live in about 4 hours from this video release. I'll be asleep when this video goes live, so I'll get back to any people's questions when I wake or during the live stream. Also, disclaimer, before anybody says that boosting is quicker, you're right. But I like leveling because I'm strange, and also this is for season release practice. Firstly, this is done on adventure difficulty. The veteran's health increase is not worth the extra experience, and I'll be showing the locations on the in-game map as an overlay, and this will be the first maybe 10 minutes of the run in the background. Now, let's not waste time. We tested a lot of different methods for the first 20 levels, but we're pretty confident we now have the definitive method. Well, we changed the order we do things. First and foremost, we no longer head south, and we actually head north out of Cathedral. We clear the event. I'm going to put an event map on the screen now so you can see all the events of Fractured Peaks, and they've been numbered. I will read out the number that we do. So first and foremost, we complete number 9. The mobs are level 5, however, as long as you have at least 5 skill points from Renown 1, which we will have on season release, this will be a cakewalk. After completing number 9, we're going to run back into Cathedral and run east to number 12. These combined get us to level 6, and that is really helpful. The reason that's really helpful is because we're next going to go to Bear Tribe Refuge and go to Hoarfrost Demise. Hoarfrost Demise is a level 8 dungeon, and we're only going to be level, say, 5 to 6 depending on the event you got. We were 6 on this run. This means we're going to A, get bonus experience, but more importantly, the enemies are going to be a bit harder. Now, there is a special event that spawns in most runs called Soul Survivor. This is a waved event, and it's worth a lot of experience, and even a greater chest at the end. So I recommend people do this when they see it. And also, complete any other event you come across until level 19.5. Spoiler, we are staying here until level 19.5. And you want to make sure you clear all the events because they're worth it to about level 20, but they do poodle off after level 20. Now, we are resetting the runs with the logout method. To do that, you teleport out of dungeon and use logout. However, wait until there is only 6 seconds left of your logout straight away button, so you don't get teleported to town. But because we're using the logout method, unfortunately, we can't use elixirs. Now, I'm going to explain what I did as a sorcerer next. If you're playing a different class, then you would slot your class quest in here, and if you don't have a class quest at this point, you would just continue with the guide. So level 19 to 20 is when I do my Lost Archives dungeon quest to be able to unlock the enchantments. So we clear the dungeon, we complete the sorcerer quest, we teleport out the dungeon, we hand in the sorcerer, we complete a little cellar, and enchantments are unlocked. It might sound very strange waiting until level 20 to do it. However, it does save about 15 minutes overall. As we're hitting level 20, the monsters are going to start to get a bit stronger. And as we're not in seasonal yet, we've not unlocked Occultist because you've got to unlock at 25. So you're going to have to find a dungeon that you have not completed before to unlock the Occultist. The reason this works is if you unlock any aspect for your Codex of Power, even if it's not one for your class, before you're level 25, the Occultist will unlock. If you've cleared every dungeon, then you will need to just continue to struggle until level 25. You're going to run the Occultist and add aspects to all of your yellow gear. We're going to teleport back to Bear Tribe Rescue, and we're going to run south to Malnok. This is a stronghold, and it's a really easy stronghold. You have to kill 3 elites, a boss in the middle, and the boss takes more damage from vulnerable damage, so if you can make him vulnerable, I recommend it. We've totally removed Anika's claim from the run as well as the Dead Man's Dredge, so from this point we're going to be going straight into the Hallowed Glacier. And I have figured out the perfect way to explain how to do this, guys. Hallowed Glacier is a quest dungeon that is located inside of Bear Tribe Refuge. I normally have to massively rampage of how to unlock it, but I've shortened it. Wanna hear? Go to Bear Tribe Refuge, complete all the side quests until the dungeon unlocks. See? Done. Great. Moving forward. As it's a quest dungeon, if you complete it, you will screw yourself over for experience. So whatever you do, do not complete the last boss. To complete the last boss, you have to put a stone on a pedestal, run down a little ice path, and then speak to a frozen target on the floor. If it asks you to do that, don't do it. From level 20 to level 40 to 45, you're going to be running the Hallowed Glacier, killing every enemy. Well, there's a reason I say 40 to 45, and I will cover that very shortly. As we're following a linear path, I have guides on the channel for the optimal route, such as the 21 million experience guide I released a few days back. But to complete that dungeon, ensuring you never put the stone in the door, if you feel you are going to make a mistake and accidentally kill the last boss, don't pick the stone up. If you feel that you'll be able to restrain and not kill the last boss, you can pick the stone up that's on the floor to get 25% movement speed increase. Now, just before we get to the next part, I would like to remind people we're doing this run again live tonight, and anybody who wants to see it in action should subscribe so they don't miss any content. Now, the reason we're going to farm at level 40 to 45 is because of Nightmare difficulty. People think Nightmare difficulty is 100% experience gain, because that's what it says on paper. Nightmare Hallowed is worth 3.4 times the amount of experience as it is an adventurer, meaning the 40 to 50 grind is much more reasonable. And I'm sure some of you will be confused why it's nearly 4 times the experience instead of 100% of what it says. Well, that's because all the elite packs are now 2 elites, not 1. So you've just doubled the amount of experience you get from elites even before the 100% increase. That means, say elites are worth 50% of the experience overall, which they're actually worth more, the experience bonus is calculated you're already at 150%. Also, it has about 30 to 40% more density. That puts us up to maybe 170%. Which is doubled thanks to Nightmare's 100%, put you at 3.4 times. Now we need to take into consideration the mobs are going to be 3 levels ahead of us at all times because they're 53, meaning we're going to get a 25% multiplicative increase. So instead of gaining 3.4 times, you're going to be gaining 4.3 times the amount of experience per run as you run an adventurer. This means to go from 40 to 50, you require less than a quarter of the amount of dungeons, reducing 40 to 50 from 2 to 3 hours down to 40 minutes. Now, that brings us to the next thing. Cathedral of Light at level 40 to 45. As a sorcerer, I've leveled a lot of sorcerers, 2 level 100s, and I've sped run ridiculous amounts. I'm very familiar with the class. I mean, I actually took on the Cathedral of Light at level 43, and I would have done it sooner, but I didn't drop a single good aspect this run. The best advice I can give is know your limits. Play a build that you know you'll be able to clear smoothly. My main way of leaving the first part for any of the sorcerers is either an aspect of the control. I run it with a freeze and stun build using my Arclash to stun and then get up to 9 stacks, hit Frost Nova, stun, thanks to the double proc of control, then use Chain Lightning to kill the targets. There is a lot of other builds you can play, but that's just the one I played, and I did have to be quite cautious. The best way to do it is to plan your 1 to 50 build and plan for the capstone. 1 to 40 is easy. Plan around the capstone dungeon. Build for that, and work any drops into your build as you go. At that point, we put it on Nightmare, hopefully as low as possible, level 40 preferred, and we continue to farm Hallowed Glacier until level 50. And that's the run. For those who stay to the end, I'll actually put a list of exactly how I did it step by step in the description. But until next time, clubs, peace.